Hi there. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a basic clustering analysis with Graphext. So what clustering does is it allows us to identify patterns in our data set independent of which type of data it is. Okay, so first of all we're going to go into coffee machine customer segmentation data set. So once that's uploaded, we can see already Graphext has picked up what type of data is in each column. So for example here, gender is picked up as the sex, male, female, and that goes throughout the different columns. So when it comes to clustering, it's actually on the wizard, it's in different flows. So you'll find it, for example, in employees here, in commerce here, and then a few others as well. Okay, but what we're going to do today is go into models. Okay. So to begin with, we already have a video based on train and predict, so that's worth checking out in order to see a difference, because we get asked regularly what the difference between train and predict and clustering are. So that's well worth checking out. But if you go into cluster, here you'll get the same interface as you get on the train and predict, and you just start off, as you can see, you've got target and you've got factors here. And here you have your other variables. Now your other variables are just your columns in your data set. So we need to choose which ones we think are important, because we're going to move them over to factors, and these will form the basis of our clusters. Okay. So what do I want as factors? To find patterns. Now don't worry, what you choose here doesn't take away, if you leave something in other variables, you'll still get it analysed, however it will not form part of your clustering. Okay, so if we move over here, like gender, owns machine, maybe we want to find out machine model, machine purchased, move them over there. Okay, we've decided these are quite important. So we want them to form our clusters and find patterns in them. Now, you'll notice that you have target, just like in the train and predict one. However, the difference is it's not necessary to fill in the target when creating a cluster graph. Now, why do we want to do it then? So if we want it to have if we have something in mind that we want to specifically find out, for example, if you have employees leaving a company, so you want to find out who's left and who's not and find out why they're leaving, then that will form your target if employees who have left. So you'll move that over there, so all the clusters are aimed kind of to find out that information. So for example, in this one, maybe we want to find out who owns a machine from this particular coffee maker. So we can move that over here, and then, for example, the fact that we'll be able to find out which genders mostly own the machine. Okay, so with that in mind, you can simply click next and execute it. Okay, and you'll have everything already created for you with Graphext. Or if you want to go a little bit further into, maybe you want to get a little bit more technical, you can go into network and clusters. Okay, so dimensionality reduction algorithm, you can choose UMAP or KNNG. Which variable do you want to use as UMAP target? That would be your target from another one, but maybe you have two targets there, which is possible. You could choose one of them specifically. How many number of links you want from each node. 15 is kind of what a lot of people want, so we've put that as the average. Maybe you don't want to have as many as 15 nodes, so you can set it as 10. So that your neighboring nodes, you get more specific, or you can put it to 2, and then you're only going to get which is the closest partner to that particular node, which has the most similarity. Okay, and that's a bit technical. However, if we go into represent data as a graph, it's interesting as well. Okay, so you have the choice here. It automatically chooses it to be a graph. However, as well, you have map. So data will be visualized in a geographical map. You need an address or coordinates. So as it says, if you've got the coordinates or the addresses of your customers, then you can choose to do it as a map. Or you can equally choose tree map. If you're familiar with tree maps, it's ideal for displaying large amount of hierarchically structured data. Sorry, I've always struggled with that word. But if not, you can just leave it there and you can just click next. And there you will have your first cluster analysis. Thanks very much, and I'll speak in the next video.